Welcome back. Got a little bit of a project today. We're gonna do a grape arbor. So if you've been sticking around with us, you know that we got the grapes planted last weekend and we need an arbor for them. So that's what we're gonna do today. So we got some cattle panel over here, which is not really cattle panel. It's wire mesh that's used for reinforcing concrete. A little bit of a difference. I'll show you what that difference is in a little bit. We'll get close up and I'll show you how I fixed the issue. We just got some T-posts and some zip ties, and that's all we're gonna do. It's gonna be a pretty simple build, shouldn't take too long. Stick around. All right, so here's a close-up of the cattle panel or concrete wire mesh stuff. You'll notice that right here, what I did, so this was sticking straight up. So what I did was I just took a pair of pliers, bent it down, just so it's not sticking up. That should be plenty. A couple of them broke off, and that one broke off a little bit, but should be all right. I just want to make sure there weren't any, too many sharp pieces. So they're gonna go over here in the grape area. We got one grape doing pretty good still. This one, yeah, not so good. But the plan is we're gonna come right over here. We're gonna put some T-post in here, and then just drape the pieces over, attach them in the center, and hope it works. All right, we got the posts up. Next step is going to be attaching the wire mesh to the post. Let's go grab the other panel. throw some more zip ties in there in a little bit, but next step, we're just going to bend over the top, form a little arch. It's that simple. Went up in minutes. Looks pretty good. We'll get the little ends trimmed off those zip ties. But I mean, it literally took just a couple minutes to get this done today. I think the cattle panel is probably a better choice. You don't have to worry about bending off all those little pieces. And also, I think the cattle panel is a little bit stronger. I'm hoping this will be strong enough for the grapes this year. Like I said, I've only got one going right now. The other one's not looking so good, but hopefully it'll be enough. And the plan is we might make this arbor come out this way towards the camera a little bit more and do some cool stuff, and you know, maybe cucumbers or something like that. So we're gonna do another project in a couple seconds, and I'll zip you on over there when I'm ready. Thanks. All right, on to project number 2. We got raised beds that we did a couple weeks ago. We did some irrigation to them, sitting right here, and I hate the way it looks. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a drill bit and drill right into the hole right in the side here, side in the back, and then we're gonna run the irrigation pipe through, and then we'll attach our irrigation hose to this, and then we'll get some better watering. So let's hope I don't tear out the wood while we do this. All right, that went very well. We got our holes drilled. Now we're gonna feed the pipe through. Just like that. And then we'll cap this end. We'll get our irrigation hose and then we'll run the drip pipe down the bed. That way we can get some better irrigation. All right, well, we're a couple weeks later. We had a snake issue over at my mom's house, so I had to go take care of that. And then just the business of the weeks, I just haven't gotten back to finishing up the irrigation. So got some dogs chasing a squirrel over there. It's just chaos over here all the time. So so we've got our black tubing here. I've already punched the holes to run the drip irrigation. So I've got some drip irrigation here, and then we've got the ends and the connectors for the drip irrigation. So let's show you what we got here. So these little guys, this is going to go into the end of the tubing at the very end, and that's going to prevent water from just pouring out. And then we've got these little connectors. I can get one out. All right, we got these little connectors, and that will go to the tubing here and then connect to the irrigation over here. So at that point, we should be able to get the whole system up here in the back running, and yeah, we'll get some water going. You'll notice that some of the plants are not looking great. I'm not quite sure what's going on yet. I got the fall gold over here, which is looking really good. This guy had some raspberries on it before. This is the the brandy one rather, and they're not doing so well. The Latham Red's not doing great. The blackberry's not doing great. Blueberry's not doing great. It's looking okay. I think it's a soil pH level, so we're gonna throw some more acidifier on that today. And then we got some new grapes because one of the grapes didn't make it. So that's the plan for today, was we're gonna finish up this little project and call it a day. Thanks, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so first step is we're gonna take this and we're gonna connect it to our irrigation pipe here. And it's just as simple as pushing it on. And then I got another hole over here. And then to do that, what I was using was this. You stick the tubing in the hole and you squeeze. We got another squirrel in the backyard. You don't need to come out. So take this, squeeze it really quick, and you got a little hole in the tube. And now we're going to take this, we're going to run it the length of the bed here. That way we get some water here, some water there, and hopefully get some better irrigation with these guys. So all right, so at the end of the tubing, we're going to put one of these little guys. And this just prevents the water from just dumping out the end of our tubing. And then we're going to use some, just some simple landscape staples. And we're just going to move some of this mulch out of the way. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, one bed down. We got 2 more to go. The others gonna be similar, but one of them's gonna be kind of different. So we'll move over there and see what's up next. All right, so here we are at the blueberry bush. You'll notice it doesn't look too bad, but there is some rust on the leaves, which I think signifies a problem with the pH. So as we water in today, we're gonna throw some more soil acidifier down in hopes that that will raise the pH, or lower the pH of the soil, and hopefully combat this rust and hopefully make it grow a little bit better. I mean, it's still alive. It's not drooping. It looks good, with the exception of the color, but that will inhibit its growth. So let's get our little adapter in. And because blueberries like water, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take this drip line and I'm gonna kind of circle around a little bit so it gets a little bit more water than everything else. So clear out some of this mulch. All right, blueberries should be done. Grapes are gonna be a little bit different, so let's move on over to the grapes and I'll show what we got over there. All right, so here we are with the grapes. Grapes are a little bit different, like I mentioned. We'll talk about them in a second, but what I have not done yet is I have not punched a hole in our black irrigation tubing. So I've got my puncher here, and I'm just gonna go here, stick it on the hose, squeeze, and we got a hole. And then from there, we're gonna need another one of these guys. And that just gets in the hole. So because we have 2 grapes here, let me back you up just a little bit so you can see what's going on. First off, the grapes have changed a little bit. So on this side over here, this grape is the grape that we had planted before. There was another grape over here. It did not do well, so it's actually still here, but I don't think it's going to survive. In fact, I'm gonna rip it out. It's gone. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna stick it in, and maybe it'll come back. If it comes back, we'll have another grape bush, because I am seeing a little bit of green on it still. And the roots don't look terrible, so I'll put that one back in. But we picked up another grape bush last weekend. I thought it was another red grape. It turns out it's a white grape, which is fine. I would have preferred a red, but it's looking good. It's doing well. So we've already got that climbing up the arbor that we built. This one's got some sign of rust here. Again, I'm not sure if that's an acidifier issue or what's going on, but we'll figure that out as we kind of go along here. But the plan is, because we have 2 bushes here, I'm gonna try one of these little guys. Thinking if I stick it right here in the center, it'll be able to water both of them at the same time. So that's the plan. So I have slightly different tubing. This is the same size tubing as the last tubing that we're using. Only difference is this doesn't have holes in it. The other one had holes for dripping every 6 inches. This is just straight up tubing. So we're just going to run this to that hole that we just made, and then to our little sprinkler. And the hope is that this little sprinkler will be able to do both of them at the same time. If I find that that's not the case, I have 2 options. I can just move this over here and put a second one in, or I can run some drip line, just replace that tubing with drip line, and have the drip line just kind of circle like we do with the blueberry. So that's the really neat thing about this, the drip line systems, is that you can really kind of customize them and you know, make them work the way you want them to work. So I'm gonna go turn the water on because I have not checked for leaks. I don't know if we're gonna be even up and running. So I'll leave this camera here so we can see what happens once I turn the water on. All right, well, good news, bad news. Everything seems to be working fine, but I'm not crazy with how this is functioning as a sprinkler. So I'm gonna turn the water off real quick. We're gonna do a little swap, and then I'm gonna actually replace it with some drip line instead of using the sprinkler. I have other plans for the sprinklers with some bigger bushes, but I thought this might cover it better. But yeah, so we'll get that taken care of, and I'll let you watch as we do that. All right, water's off. We'll get rid of this tubing here. And I grabbed a piece of the drip line, so this should be more than enough for both plants. All right, that should be enough. I'm gonna let the irrigation run for a little while. Just make sure everything looks good still. Make sure we got no leaks anywhere. But I think we're in good shape. So thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you have not. Make sure you like the video. And we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.